Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's edition of Beyond the Ordinary Show. I am really lit up about our call today. Sally Pullinger has been on the show several times over the years, and what she transmits and channels through and how the field stays activated, I've been doing this 13 years, and I shouldn't be surprised when I feel energy so powerful, but it surprises me. It's like, wow. And I walk away feeling like something has shifted or ignited in me and say there's like a sense of giddiness and playfulness for whatever reason. I don't know why. My personal experience, but I was really happy about this call today, about us dropping in together in community with Sally and the Ascended Master Chung Fu. We're going to get a little glimpse about an archangel that you may or may not know a lot about. I certainly don't, so I'm really looking forward um, to understanding what else is available in that consciousness that's here to facilitate and to demonstrate to us what's possible. And of course, there's going to be a beautiful invocation that's coming through that it's such an honor to be in the presence of and receive. And I'm going to go a little bit longer in your introduction, y'all, just for a second. The special offer that Sally and Sophie and Jerome put together, it is beyond exceptional. And I'm excited to go through that a little bit more deeply later on the call. But the links in the chat box, I highly recommend that you check it out. Um, it just feels so appropriate and just so big in the most beautiful way. So, again, we're going to dive into the call today. And without further ado, Sally, welcome to Beyond the Ordinary Season 38.
Ah, that was the 38 on there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, yes. It's lovely to come on. And as you say, we've been together a few times and we've dived deep with Chung Fu, and your audience has been so beautifully receptive. It feels as though it's a perfect audience, that beyond the ordinary audience as well.
Mm.
So I'm delighted to be here again.
Something that I want to mention as a shout out to Sally and Jerome and Sophie, th- they're stewards of land out in Glastonbury now, and they're building facilities for gathering and meetings. If any of y'all are ever guided to go or have a trip planned, you're gonna want to connect with Jerome, with Sally, with Sophie, be on the land. It's just that they just take the energy there to a place where our heart perhaps opens even more to receive and integrate what's there. So
And we're
wonderful.
really excited about that because, we had some wonderful gifts and amazing generosity from people helping us to buy that land. And basically, we're going to be setting up lots of live events. And that's the thing we need. We need to gather, we
Yeah.
need community, we need to connect. So if people are visiting Glastonbury, do get in touch and we'll tell you what's on.
Yeah,
We'll have a lot on this
we
year, won't we,
actually we're,
Jerome?
we're actually in the third phase of what we are calling the founders. So we are very excited about that. This is foundational support. It's a magical phrase that we're bringing through from Spirit, and we have many foundational supporters that have come to be involved etherically and physically from all over the world. So it's very exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's amazing.
Oh,
What
that's
a mood.
wonderful. Congratulations. And isn't it the case that when things are really aligned, it just falls, the dominoes fall into place so beautifully?
So there was a message on there that somebody asked for help from the Archangel Michael and didn't actually get any help. So I really hope that today you tune into Archangel Raziel through Chung Fu, and I really hope you do get some help, Mia. Thank you for putting that on. I managed to see it. I won't be seeing any chat, by the way, because Chung Fu closes my eyes, but I did see that come up there. So I hope you receive today some help, Mia.
Thank you for tuning into that, Sally. I really appreciate it. Um, how about we share a little bit of your connection with Chung Fu, how that came to be, a little bit perhaps of maybe a lane that he's in right now for us specifically. And then y'all, we're gonna be blessed by a beautiful invocation. And then we'll dive further into the call.
Yes, well, life goes on, doesn't it? And I had so many things happen in my early 20s, and that was when Chung Fu came through. And and basically he saved me from a lot of grief that I was in at the time. My husband had committed suicide, and that was the beginning of my life as a medium. So the spirits are working with us. Our souls design our life, and we don't really understand why things happen. It's very difficult to understand what's going on sometimes. But looking back, I can see that Chung Fu came and kind of lifted me up. I always say lifted me up off the streets of London. But I had my little girl Sophie, who now is here working with me full time. We really, Chung Fu is all our guide, our whole family's guide. And we're very lucky to have him. So he's evolved over the years. And over the years, I've evolved as a medium. So I've been channeling Chung Fu for 50 years. But very recently, well, recently-ish, I mean, 26 years ago, I became a priestess of Avalon. And the goddess, the Lady of Avalon, is the goddess that we worship, if you like, or feel her presence in the land here. And I was in my space one day, my temple space, and this is 14 years ago now. I became a priestess 26 years ago, but I was devoted to the Lady of Avalon. But in my temple, suddenly one day, Goddess Isis literally entered me. I mean, it was a very phenomenal experience. And so ever since then, she comes in, and she will come in today when I go into trance. And she's more and more active, more and more coming through. And I train other oracles now because that was what she really wanted. Goddess Isis is the star mother. She's like the womb mother of creation, one of the most ancient goddesses to appear or to be known on earth. And it's as though she's coming back to birth the new earth. So she's coming back through a lot of people, and calling her priestesses and priests to her. It's an incredible feeling. I feel her when she talks to me. I can feel her joy and enthusiasm that people are gathering to hear her. So basically, really, people are sending messages, but I can't speak and read them. I'm really
No, no, we don't want you to read any messases. I'll read them for you. It's good.
thank
Yeah.
you, because otherwise I'm like, immediately I
Yeah.
want to help people. You know how it is, John.
Good.
You know
I'll
how
be
it
in
is.
charge of messages. I got you. I got it.
So yeah, so basically, this is my passionate work now, is to train others. I'm getting on. I'm moving up the ladder of my age, and it's time now for me to pass my knowledge, my wisdom, my gifts, to help others, because my passionate belief is that so many people can bring the spirits, goddess, God, the angels through if they could understand how. So I've got this incredible guide who is the teacher of the how to get inside, how to work on yourself, how to clear the way, how to get out of the way, how to bring your higher self in. And that really is the big passion of Chung Fu.
Ah,
Could go
so
on talking
beautiful.
forever, so I just let you guide me.
No, this is wonderful, and it's I like for anybody who's new and anybody who knows you also to just drop into context also again. It's been decades that you've been channeling in this way. What has shifted in the channeling, if at all, over the last recent time?
Well, as I say,
I could maybe answer that for you
you could
if you
answer.
like.
Yes, let Joan speak.
It's very difficult to have context on it from certain angles for Sally because Sally's gift is she's so incredible at channeling. I
Hmm.
mean, she really is phenomenal. But from someone who's sort of on the inside and the outside, I have, and Sophie as well, we have an interesting viewpoint. But really, the new angles is what we're calling the upside down work. And what that means is going into the dark light aspects of our consciousness. You might know it as the undermind or the lower mind or the subconscious mind. And that's really what a lot of the masters say is there's power waiting in there. So you go into that dark light and you go through it, you transmute it, and then you basically find a deeper light. And so we often say that Chung Fu's helping each one. We don't gururize him, but he's helping each one to find their higher self power through that darkness. And that's a little bit sort of the key point really here in the Sacred Isle of Avalon. And that's why many come here from all over the world to go on these pilgrimages and to go on these quests of the soul. So really that's the work is entering that phase, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because the thing is, you know, as everybody probably does know on here, we're in the grip of a very dark, control system that's really suppressing people and making it very hard for people to actually find the light. Some of the things that have happened, I have to be careful if we're on YouTube and not public, I don't say everything. I just sort of allude to things, but there's been a lot of dark control. And basically, Chung Fu is saying, look, if you do the work inside and you meet the so-called dark or your pain or your trauma, and you do the inner child work, you do the tie cutting work, you do the transformational work, basically what happens is you clear your field. You are then a different frequency, and you can be anywhere. You can be in the middle of the darkest hell. You don't feel it. You just emanate the light. And that's the highest teaching, isn't it, really? We all want to be there. We all want to be, completely unassailable by the dark forces. And that's really the work of Chung Fu. It's to build people up, to empower people so that they can stand strong in the light. And he attracts a lot of light workers, healers, teachers, beings in their power to maintain their power because, yeah, there's quite a lot of attack going on at the moment of
Yeah.
beautiful humanity.
I really appreciate the way that you're describing that and how you're tuning in. It's very much in alignment with what I've been navigating and sharing and internalizing myself. And for me, it came in very clearly that in spiritual community, we talk about reclaiming our power and stepping into our power. And it's a wonderful concept. But as you describe it and what I've become aware of, that power is our capacity to hold the light,
Exactly.
capacity to emanate that. It's the power of the light that we're capable of turning up and keeping at that illuminated state. And
But
if we
it
understand
depends.
that, it doesn't get so distorted in a patriarchal definition where we're fighting with ourselves because we're afraid of our power.
Yeah, we're afraid of our power because a lot of our power is trapped in the so-called darkness of our souls in places where we've been, well, made afraid, basically.
Just keep going.
We've literally been trapped, and intentionally our light and our power has been taken for not such great causes. I mean, we can see that even in, very simple ways that, we pay our taxes and the government uses them to wage war and harm people, just as a simple. So it's like we are the light workers. And one of the biggest passions, again, of Chung Fu and of me as well, is to gather together as those light workers, the power, the whole is greater than the sum of all the parts. Where two or three are gathered together, there am I. And if I am the light, if I am the cosmic creator light, and two or three are gathered together, invoking that presence, it truly happens. And that's what you were saying at the beginning. And I do think that's something, when Chung Fu, he does these long blessings and he always insists on doing them. And at the end, John, you've got to leave space because he's going to do that long blessing again. And but the thing is, he's invoking, he's not just blessing, he is actually literally making the spaces and calling the beings, and I can see them coming. And I think that's a skill that we all need to know as light workers and
Well,
space holders. And
like other ascended teachers that come in through other mediums and channels, there are codes and there are keys and there are special frequencies and vibrations that are in the tone
that's right,
of the void,
absolutely,
basically.
absolutely. It is about codes.
A lot of the accent of where Chung Fu's work is really sitting now is the power of the flow of emotion, which for men, I know for a lot of my English brothers, that's very, very challenging to access the emotional body. And for many women as well, as I see a lot of my beautiful sisters, really engaging in their masculine power to manifest their businesses and to drive things forward. But really Chung Fu's reminding us that if we allow those tears to spill, if we really feel the pain and the heaviness, which I call the black gold, we call it the black gold, that heavy matter, if we fully embrace it and allow it to move through us we're going to find a deeper light.
And bring the love to it. That's the thing, isn't it? We are all of it. We're the dark and the light. That's the thing. I think what Chung Fu is saying is, look, the reason that these so-called dark forces have been able to do all they've done is because of the denial of that somewhere we've just thought, oh no, 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 I'm good, I'm light, I'm all no, we all have pain, and as long as we own that and take hold of it and love it and bring it back and that that is us winning the battle, really. So yeah, that's what we have to do.
Oh, beautiful. Sally, I'm curious, should we go into the invocation or do we want to speak about Chung Fu and the relationship that you have now with Raziel or what you're sharing about
Well,
Raziel?
the thing is, Jerome is such a partner, and Sophie with Chung Fu, and they ask him questions sometimes. And Jerome asked for some inspiration around abundance for all his people.
Mm.
And Chung Fu immediately says, "Oh, yeah, absolutely, I'll bring in the angel who has the key to the mysteries of the power of abundance that is latent and natural within us."
Yeah.
And so that's how it came about that he brought Raziel in, isn't
Well,
it,
I'll
Jerome?
give you a quick few sentences of a story of how that basically, when I was a younger man, I'm 41 now, I realized because one of Chung Fu's great gifts is he's got full Akashic record access. And I actually learned some information that I was healing some genetic kind of, well, a big chunk of lack. Let's just be really transparent and honest that I was dealing with something in my father line with a great grandfather way back in Ireland where he was a potato farmer and he died in the potato famines.
Starving.
And so I realized there was something, and that was back in 2010. So I asked Chung Fu for a very special practice, and that led to then about 3 years ago, it's nearly pushing on 4 now, where this being came in, and I said, "Who is this being, Chung Fu?" And he said, "Beloved, that is Raziel." And I said, "Who is Raziel?" And that's when the journey began. And I call it the Golden Voyage. And so basically, Raziel came in to give me an extraordinary practice, which I privately practiced for a solid, about a good year and a half. And then I thought, well, I can't just keep this to myself. That won't do. So I basically asked Chung Fu, I said, we have to build something around this. So yeah, I have a basically a funny way of demanding from the great spirits. I don't know how it happens, but I managed to pull it off. So I said, Chung Fu, we must have a program where Archangel Raziel will come in and bring us incredible transmissions. And well, that's what exactly happened.
And often I say, but Jerome, you can't ask for an archangel to come in. He said, I can, and I do. He does, and they do.
That's wonderful. I love that. Jerome, just for context, what was your awareness of the shift that took place when you started to assimilate what was being encoded in you?
Well, first, I hit a very deep inner child place, and I'm sure you're all familiar if you're working with John. You're not new to this work. We call them bodies of work. And so there's the higher self work, the inner child work, fire ceremony, working with crystals, sacred sound, clearing your ancestry lines. And what happened for me is I realized there was a little boy who really needed Big Jerome to come in, and we'll just wait for John to come back. What happened is there was a very little part of me that really needed the bigger part of me to come in and really engage in this work, which we call manifesting abundance. And we all know what that is, but for everyone it's different. For me, I met a very little place, and I knew then that a deep work was about to unfold. And that's when Raziel really opened up to me. And so what happened is I then opened more. So then the chakra opening practice comes in. And so this is a work of really opening your soul, your spirit, your body, your chakra system, your emotions to be really real and really know what is dense in you, heavy, and what is basically effectively used. I mean, I've got this quote from Einstein, which is like, energy doesn't really go anywhere. It can only transform from one kind to another. And really, that's what Raziel helped me do and is still helping me now. Because as we know, manifestation is an ongoing work.
Oh
So
yeah.
maybe you'd like to talk to Sophie and to Jerome about that. Um,
I
and
think Sophie will come in, yes.
maybe now's the moment because I can feel the spirits. Well, as soon as we
I,
talk about them, they start coming in.
I
So
was feeling them also. I was feeling like it that maybe it's time to go into the invocation and then bring Chung Fu in.
so yes, I will start to just chant and gently move into the other space while Jerome and Sophie
Let's
talk to you. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So as Sally's going into transit, y'all, we're gonna take this opportunity for Sally and Jerome to share about the special offer. And y'all, when I was looking at this, what's been put together for the show, it's I'm feeling something really special in it. And I'm just putting that out there transparently, innocently. Follow along with the special offer as Jerome and Sophie share it with us. The link's in the chat box. You can click on that blue link. The link for the special offer is also underneath the video where you're watching the call from. Just scroll up a little bit if you don't see it and click on the button there, and it'll open right up to that page. And Sophie and Jerome, whenever y'all are ready, um, let's get you guys to review the offer with us.
Sophie's going to join from another room.
Okay, wonderful.
Maya Om Amma
Hi, love. Are you able to see me? I
We
hope
can see you, yes.
no, but are you able to see me? You haven't unmuted.
You're muted. Yeah.
I'm muted. Okay.
Okay, and now you're on, Seth.
Okay.
Now you're on, Sophie.
So let me just yeah, talk you through the offer. Um, sorry, I'm just dealing with an echo going on in from the other from Sally's computer. Hang on. Yeah. So basically, this, as you've just been talking about, is a beautiful journey and experience with Chung Fu and Archangel Raziel and Goddess Isis, because they very much work together to support people in the deep work that Jerome was really describing beautifully just there, which is to really work on abundance and the manifestation of abundance in a much deeper way than obviously just to do with financial prosperity. You know, it's so much deeper than that. And so, just checking you can hear me, John.
We can, yes.
Yeah, good, good. Okay, so the first offering, the package A, is it's essentially it is mostly recorded, but we are offering an hour and a half live session as well. The live session will be on March the 8th. Sorry, hang on a moment. Where have you got it there? I don't actually see it written here in your thing, but I'm sure it's given to people when they. I believe it's March the 8th.
Okay.
And and basically, yeah, as for those that of you that are following it in the and looking at the package, the first it obviously Chung Fu sets the stage, opens up the course, and gives a really good explanation of what of what you're going to go through in this journey. And then you have an hour and a half transmission that is a powerful transmission with Archangel Raziel and Chung Fu and Isis, and also a strong there's a strong presence. It says, as it says there, you're gently introduced to the ancient Mother Creatrix. There's a very strong divine Mother presence that comes in, and a very important part of doing this work is to really take part in engaging in your own inner sort of your own inner journaling and working. And so Chung Fu sets the stage for that as well, of how to actually, you know, make write your journals and make a good sorry, I'm not being very good with my words today. There are also some really beautiful practices, morning and evening practices that Jerome's put in there that will really support people as well, in that journey. And then um, item 4 is a very beautiful meditation given specifically by Goddess Isis as a prosperity code abundance activation. And that's kind of a practice that you can do daily, or do often, to really really support you in activating yourself in this deep abundance work, which, as Jerome said, is really strongly about, you know, bringing love, really, because what is the greatest abundance if it isn't the love to come into into the deep places that we need it to, and particularly into our inner child. And so all of these transmissions that you get inside this package are all addressing that. They're all bringing the love deeper into the cells of your body, essentially. And that brings us on to a beautiful bonus that Jerome's put in there, which is some of his amazing, it's essentially a bundle of 7, I believe. Yeah, 7 beautiful frequency soundscapes, essentially, each one with a particular emphasis of either elemental energy, or like he's got there's fire, water, earth, air, but also dolphin energy. And these are really, as he's put here, to really support you, kind of really to support the nervous system, because again, the nervous system is so caught up in holding us in these patterns, in these stuck patterns. And so the more we can bring love and bring new frequencies, new codes into our nervous system, the more likely we are to be able to anchor the light and the new energies into ourselves. So that is a really beautiful bonus that Jerome's put in there for you guys. And then, as I sort of started with the live session, but item 6 is the live session, and I'm sorry, I'm not telling you definitely if
You're
it is
wonderful. I think this
live.
is great. Yeah. It's a
Um, is there anything? I mean, I know that when you're speaking with Chung Fu, you could be able to ask more questions around, like, Archangel Raziel as well, and but Jerome's given you a good little introduction of how he came in and really wanted to bring his energy and
Mhm.
to us, but also to any of you who are feeling called today to take part in this. And then the package B is obviously all of that, but also a 1 hour session with Chung Fu. And I think, John, you're probably best placed to, in a sense, as an outsider, as opposed to me speaking about it, as someone who's experienced a session with Chung Fu, you can obviously speak to that. And just before you do that, if you choose to, I'm just going to say that another bonus that we're also including in that is is a beautiful transmission that we've called Secrets in the Deep Womb Cave of the Mother, that in which Chung Fu basically translated the Mary Magdalene and Yeshua were very, very present. And also, some of those of you who've sort of sometimes listened to our live calls, we had quite a strong journey with the Three Eye Atlas comet. And the Three Eye Atlas, basically, Chung Fu introduced us to the oversoul of beings that essentially inhabit the Three Eye Atlas comet, and who were overseeing that comet. And they called themselves Argono. And that being also, that collective of beings came forward in this transmission. So it's a strong download, again, very, very much for these times, for each of us, as we navigate these intense times. I think people will get a lot from that transmission.
Wow.
So, John, I can hear a lot of activity. I think that Issa is keen to speak with your beloved audience. So I'm feeling to
Well, let's get East's in, and just right before we do, y'all, I just want
yes,
to say again, the first pack they're significantly discounted. What's being shared on here is I
yes,
feel something really profound happening. Jerome's music, as a little bit of context, I have him on my playlist for meditation and prayer on a continuous basis. Epic bonus. I'm so glad it's here because it really carries a frequency forward that we can hold in and train to in our body as well. So again,
yeah.
extraordinary special offer. The link's in the chat box. It's also underneath the video where you're watching the call from. I'll share it again a little bit later. But without further ado, please let's go ahead and open the microphone up to Isis.
Thank you, John. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Isis is ready and
Tus,
she's here.
tusake.
They are ready for you.
Pisokare dego mashkoderato iskare me hota hordari kuskini mato rekoskado renema. Geronta. Ciacanamente cordata, ruschere cassante, me, tetto hatro, rischore la matme, to satardo, rometto coscatole, luxidor, atene miscurada, tica to cuschiro, ma, horde, con i scatine me, to onda mato, le motor, gete scodale, tescara na mata, toschire ma, tuscara na mato costare, to che lasciano mate cordaggio di toscana na mato coschette de montaggio di tiscana na mato coschetto la nasto de mate coschirote no surate che ci che matorete tiscana mtare to castasta me lo site mohator ti se no mohata isa tora mato co Sekhmet tu cazzone de che site no moda deco so sumate me toreko. We are here, beloved. Hathor, Sekhmet, and I, Isis, we are come, all three, to be present with you. Here upon your earth, feel the solar rays that are penetrating deep into your bodies. Know that we are the power that is behind the cosmic sun of creation. Beloved, know we are the mothers of creation. Know us within you, for there is no separation. You are the vessels of our power. You are the containers of the love that flows from the source, from the great sun within, that lights up all suns throughout the trillions of galaxies that are our creation. Beloved, know us within you. Know the many within the one. Know yourself within my heart. Understand the power that is within you, that is rising. Listen, open, believe, beloved. Feel within your mind the truth of my words. Feel within your heart the power of my presence. No, there is no separation. Understand. In each era upon your earth, we come. In different forms, we come. In different cultures, we appear. Understand and know that you are also our form. Your body is built to contain the highest of the high and the deepest of the deep of the presence from the source that is the heart, the womb of creation. It is a time upon your earth, beloved, when I am calling you. I am calling so loud, you cannot miss my voice. If you are listening, you will hear me. Do not be distracted by all the fears and the chaos and the darkness. The pain that is within you comes from an illusion of separation, of losing me within you. You cannot lose me. You are made of me. I cannot lose you, for you dwell within me. We are one being, beloved. All is one. Know that in the depths of your heart, you long to remember, you long to manifest the oneness that you know is the deepest truth of your being, beloved. Open up your heart, each and every one. Feel my love. Feel the power of the light that is within you, pouring from the source of your being. Feel how you are here upon the earth in your body, and with me, you are one. The light, your essence that emanates from pure love. Beloved, feel my love. It is inside you. Open up your heart. Breathe deep. Receive from within. I am of the light, beloved. I cannot be separated from you. We are one light. But open up. Because when your mind enters in, believing that we are separate, believing I am somewhere else, your body suffers. Your heart suffers. All the systems within your body suffer because they need the light of your soul to be present, fully present. We are one. But you have to allow the oneness to pour through. Feel me as the light, white, gold, silver, rainbow, essence of your soul. My beloved, I am here. I am within. Feel me. I love you. I bless you. Know that I am bringing my gratitude to you for opening your hearts, for receiving, for allowing, for calling my presence into you. Precious ones, you are jewels in my heart. I bless you this day and all days. We are Hathor and Sekhmet and Isis, beloved. We bless you. We love you. We are one with you. Oh,
You have a drink.
yes.
Mm.
Yes. Yes. The girl just needs some lubrication of the throat. Yes. So we'll just take a little drink here. You know, they taught me to drink. You know, there was a time I could not pick up a cup like this.
Huh?
Round of applause. Thank you. Yeah.
But back then your name was Old Chinese.
That's right. And I think we can count, luckily, only on one hand, the times that I put the cup down and missed the table. But I have to pay attention. Yes, please.
Uh,
Well, what a wonderful thing to see you again, dear brother.
you as
Wonderful.
well. Thank you for being
Welcome to
here.
you. And thank you for welcoming me. We give thanks for the blessings of the great mothers. Very powerful presence here today to honor your people, dear one, for we have a many in there who are very familiar with these divine beings. So I'm very glad that you received such a beautiful blessing today.
Mhm.
Giving thanks for the gathering here and all the beautiful souls present with us today. May the living spirit that is within all things come forward within you and bring you the light and elevation of your higher self to illuminate your mind, bring you positivity of thought, clarity of perception, bring you resilience within your heart and courage, confidence, to bring your spiritual joy into your heart and bring compassion and love to yourself and all beings with whom you have connection in your life, and to bring into your body the light of your spirit. Your body needs the light of your spirit, and you remember to bring that light. Your body, your organs are so happy when you meditate or open your chakras and you do some spiritual work. Your body is overjoyed and fills up with that light, and it helps your health in every possible way, bringing you wellness, immunity, personal power, physical strength and stamina, and also bringing to your mind, when your body is well, deep understanding that is beyond the mind. For the mind needs that which is beyond the mind, your spirit, your higher self, the light that emanates from the source of your being. So we welcome you all, and we welcome, goodness me, there's so many guides present here. We welcome all your spirit guides and helpers, many family relations and ancestors gathering within the worlds of light around you. Welcome to them all. And yourselves, give them a little acknowledgement. Remember, if someone came into your room and you just turned your back and you didn't say hello, that would be considered a little rude, wouldn't it? So turn, as it were, in your mind and say hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all your guides and helpers. They need your love just as you need theirs. So we welcome them all, and we welcome your ancestors. And we especially acknowledge and give thanks for the presence of your ascended ancestors, those who no longer incarnate, for they are wise. They have done all their earth evolutionary work, and they are here to guide and support you. And they are part of the great councils of the light, guiding all humanity at this time. We welcome the ascended ancestors. And around you all, we welcome the angelic and archangelic beings, and we see them surrounding you. We understand their purpose, their mission, their function to protect you, to inspire you, to lift you up, and to bring you healing and blessings and love. Thank you to the angelic and archangelic beings. We welcome the solar lords and deities emanating from the solar logos, Christ light, cosmic central sun of creation, the divine feminine, divine masculine radiance of the cosmic central sun. And it is coming forward in such power at this time, beloved, for you all who are on the path of evolution, for you have called it in. That solar energy is literally radiating through your earth at this time with enormous power, both physically and spiritually. So we honor the solar lords and deities who are the rays of that sun coming through to your sun, coming through to your soul. We also welcome the co-creators of the physical world, the elemental beings, spirits, powers, deities of earth, of air, fire, water, ether, the beings who are your allies as you walk upon the earth, the spirits of animals, special to you, the spirits of birds, insect devas, the spirits of serpent beings, of water beings, the spirits of the solar energies, solar beings, extraterrestrial, intergalactic star beings, and the dragons of all the elements, and the phoenix, the firebird of transformation, of rebirth. Feel all the wonder, all the energy, all the support that comes from your allies. As you also send energy to them, you are weaving this life together with all your allies and helpers. We welcome the fairy folk, elven people, pixies and gnomes and leprechauns, for they help you to connect into the elemental realms, to speak to trees, plants, and flowers that emanate from deep within the earth and bring you food, nourishment, healing, medicine. We honor the great Mother Earth and all her fairy folk and all the spirits of nature, for we give thanks for life, the wonder and the miracle of physical creation. And we open our hearts to connect with all that is her nature, that is also your nature. And we give thanks also to the rock beings, stone beings, crystal beings, the metal, the mineral beings, the body of the earth, which also nourishes you and all creatures. We give a special thanks to the crystalline beings, for they are collecting everything, all the knowledge and information, all the soul journeys that have ever been upon the earth, even if they have been connected to star beings coming upon the earth to bring their wisdom, to bring their light. And this is happening a great deal now. And we welcome the keepers of the Akash who help to convert all that knowledge into the light language of the Akashic records. And at this time, there are many of you who are hearing that light language and starting to interpret what is coming forward from deep within your soul. And we give thanks for this time of great transformation and change. And all of you here, you are here because you understand the power of this time upon the earth. You chose to come now. I chose to come back now, for I have not been upon the earth for over 1,500 years. And so, I have been learning a great deal with you all about the modern situation, about how I can assist you to become a sovereign being, a free being, free of the pain, trauma, and everything that holds you back from bringing forward your higher self into manifestation. And we give thanks for the overlighting, protection, light, the power of the solar logos entering into each one, bringing you love and blessings, bringing you peace and grace, beauty within, bringing you power, strength deep within, bringing you wisdom and inspiration, and bringing you healing and deep compassion, enabling you to embody the divine presence that is deep within you. Blessings and peace, dear ones. Thank you for inviting me here today.
Thank you, Chung Fu, for that. Wow. Just receiving that and let it just shower me with the energy and blessings and the gratitude that's streamed through. Chung Fu, I want to get into what's happening in current events in different ways and energetically, spiritually, how we're being called forward. But before I do that, in the invocation that Isis and Sekhmet and Hathor brought through, s- something landed for me. And and it's something that, again, it's another phrase or term that gets used a lot. And we try to apply it with sincerity. But I'd love your interpretation or understanding or translation for us of what it actually means, because Isi suggested that we allow love and light. And many of us say that, yes, we want it. Yes, we want it to be part of our life. Yes, we want to be the benefactors of opening up to that stream even more. But if we're saying that we do want it, what's preventing the allowance from really coming in?
Well, it's so interesting because it's probably not really what you'd think, but it is the allowing of the darkness, in fact,
Mm,
or the allowing of the understanding of why there is the emptiness where there is no light that we call the dark.
mm,
And what happens when we experience that, and that can happen for all kinds of reasons. It can happen because of intentional abuse and cruelty, of course, in that memory coming forward from other lives or abuse. It can also, though, happen to a very sensitive, of which there are many here, being who is born into the physical body and experiences suddenly separation from that source of light that they have been in before incarnation. So, of course, the soul knows the situation. You have conferred with guides, helpers, ancestors before you arrive to actually look at, well, which particular scenario would actually evoke the most soul evolution for me in this coming life. And oftentimes you can see that evolution, but you can't really quantify or qualify or see what that physical situation is. And sometimes it comes as a bit of a shock. So, yes, we're here to, the human being is here to embody the light and also to evolve the being, the container, the body, heart, mind, to be able to hold more light. But actually, the quintessence of the journey is, well, can you hold your darkness? Can you hold your emptiness? Can you love the part of you that's lost, that's terrified, that's feels that they have lost God, goddess, that feels alone, that nobody is coming to comfort them. There have been many philosophies of how to look after a little baby through time. And I meet many, many people who had that terrible epoch where it was, well, you need to leave your baby to cry. Leave your baby alone and let them cry. It's good for their lungs. It's good. Let them cry. Let them be alone. Let them get used to being on earth. Well, of course, that can be extremely traumatic. It's just one example of a perfectly good intention, some advice given by a higher professional in the area, and actually it's caused a lot of trauma for many light beings who have experienced extreme abandonment in a way that they didn't really have to. So this is a simple example. But what I'm really saying to you, I think you can understand, is that Isis and Hathor and Sekhmet, they come in, and in that sense, they are embodiments of an aspect of you. Each one has connection with these beings. You see, they wouldn't be able to appear otherwise in your field. So what happens when they appear, though, which is kind of a bit back to front, is that you feel safe in a moment there to actually be able to experience your emptiness or your darkness. So the opposite happens initially, that the light brings out places of darkness that you have not had the courage or the power to be able to see before, because it takes a lot of courage actually to go into those places of fear, to realize, well, yes, those are places of fear. They are feelings within me, but that. I am not that fear. I am experiencing that fear, but I am the light. I am the emanation of this divine presence. Gradually, as you connect with the divine beings, as they come through into your life, or here coming through to hold this space with you here, because they are overarching this whole session, what happens is you literally vibrate. Your frequency is, it becomes one with theirs. You vibrate at that divine frequency in a part of your being, and it enables you to rescue or go to meet or become aware of what we're calling fear, anger, places of darkness within you. Does that help to answer your question?
that helps tremendously, yes. And how do we calibrate our nervous system response when we do get to those dark places so that we can integrate? Because it's one thing accessing it, it's another thing having relationship with it and assimilating as a part of an authority and light that we carry.
So this is exactly the work that I do, beloved, because as you say, it's a nice theory, isn't it? And then the light arrives and it blows you to pieces and you can't hold it. So that's right. It's not something you do overnight. Although people do have amazing enlightenments, what matters is the slow evolution, the gradual daily buildup of what I call your psychic muscle, your spiritual muscle, your emotional muscle. It should be taught in schools. In the ancient times, the indigenous grandmothers and grandfathers would take the little children, tell them stories, help them to understand the importance of the spirit world that was all around them. They lived in the spirit world that was nature. And nowadays, it's not the same, is it? You aren't taught anything about your light body or, the extraordinary being that you are, the design of your body that is literally designed to hold the power of your spirit. But it has to happen gradually. You have to build up day by day that ability to hold the light. And of course, well, you all know, I'm sure you know, and you can see out there the techniques that are used actually to dim your light, to make you afraid of spirit, to actually tell you you're not powerful, they're all powerful, and you don't have power, and you don't have freedom, and so on. So this is really what's happening. I think you can feel in your world more and more teachers coming forward to say you don't have to be afraid. You really don't. It's time you woke up and realized who you are. It's a voice that's coming from the divine through many different channels. And so it is that we are bringing you methods, ways to work, because that's what you need. Practices, ways to literally change the way you think and feel, but it's about yourself. Because when you think about it, beloved, that's where you live. You live inside yourself. What you believe, what you see, what you understand, it's inside you. Somebody can say something, you can have many wonderful teachers, but unless you're able to embody it, it's just out there. It might be in books, television, films, someone else's teachings, but what you want is your power within you. That's where you live, within you. And so that is what Chung Fu loves to bring you, ways to work, different practices, ways to journey into your inner child, ways to understand how you're held back, what's heavy in you, what you need to tie cut with, for example, what you need to understand is holding you back, and that there are ways. You are here to change. You're not here to sit there and be the same, from the moment you were born to the moment you leave here. You are here to change phenomenally, to transform. You're really here as well in these times to not just transform, but actually be reborn. You will find many of you who are here and really opening up, that when you look back at the end, maybe or near the end of your life, and you look back, you'll think, goodness me, well, I was that person then I was that, then I was this, then I was that. I think I've had about 9 lives. They say cats have 9 lives. Well, human beings, you will see you've been through so many different phases. That is the time that you're in. You're in a time where the actual energy of the earth is highly empowered. It is literally blasted with photons from the solar energies, from the sun. And this is not just from the physical sun, but from the cosmic sun. So you have incredible codes that are being lit up from inside the earth. The earth is alive. It's a living being, and it has been hypercharged with this energy for your transformation. You are the earth's chosen people to come here. And yes, you bring your light, you bring your solar light, but the earth is already lit up, is already hypercharged. And as soon as your light starts to shine, you are able to drink in and attract to you incredible light from deep within the earth. The earth is a light being too. Everything exists in the world of light. And as soon as you realize, oh, I have all this potential, I'm a multidimensional being. Oh, let me open up. Let me bring that in. But of course, as I say, it's not that simple. And that is why I do a lot of teaching through this one. She does a lot of teaching of how to open up in a way that's very safe, because you are safe to the degree that you take full responsibility for yourself. And that means journeying deep inside. That means really loving yourself. And that becomes then a deep spiritual daily practice. You know, I will go on forever, brother, so you have to stop me.
No, this is phenomenal. I didn't want to interrupt you for 1 second. Um, in relationship to the theme of today's call and abundance, and thank you, Jerome, for the inspiration for inviting Archangel Raziel into the container and into the deepening with Chung Fu and Sally and as y'all choose to engage that way and in the one-on-one session as well. Razi, if as we're invoking Raziel or any archangel in, it's yes, we're invoking, we want to feel the peace, the love, the sense of power that they're bringing in, but they're just not opening a door for us to cross through. There's what's the relationship and how is it that we're co-creating that field that
You
we're
know,
looking for?
An
yes,
interesting thing is
please.
that Sally's channeling Chung Fu, and this is 50 years of evolution now of channeling. Sally's 76 now,
Mhm.
and Chung Fu in the ninth dimensionality is also a channel, and that is the extraordinary phenomena
Oh,
that
wow.
he's bringing in the archangelic vibration in. So, but it is, yeah, Chung Fu could maybe explain a bit more about how that works.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
that.
for that perspective. That's awesome. Wow.
And that is right. And you know, each one of you have the same potential, of course. You just need to realize it, you know, make it real. So
Mhm.
that is also why I'm here, to help you realize that potential. And Jerome here is he's developed his own extraordinary potential to bring in high frequency energies. And many of you I can see, you know, you've got amazing connections with the angelic realms even if you haven't brought them, but I can see some of you have already brought them through. So what is the angelic realm? So this is the sixth dimension and upwards. So you know there are angels that come from there, and there are angels that go all the way up to the 10th dimension. So they are literally the emanations of the divine presence. They're the beings who come and bring the presence in. And each well, to understand an archangel, you know, I know they're beautiful pictures and they're pictured in the way they are with human qualities, but they're much bigger than that. They are vast presences and they are multiple beings, which is why you have an angelic host, and the archangel presence is containing the whole host. So when we call Archangel Raziel in, he comes, but he's not only he has also got a divine feminine aspect, and all the angelic beings who are within his vast container come then individually. So each one who attunes to Raziel will find they have an angelic being coming to be with them, a personal one. So the thing is to understand the synchronicity of mind and spirit, that once you open up, when you imagine that you have got a kind of a cap that you can open up and your mind becomes available to the highest frequency of light. Now, Archangel Raziel, he's called the keeper of the keys to the mysteries. So we called him in so he would open up many places, places of abundance, places of inner power, places within the being that can connect to the divine. So Raziel is the keeper of the keys to the mysteries of creation. So each one here is a potential creator. And so when you call Raziel in, you are calling a host of beings who are going to come in and they're going to kind of become one with you while you meditate or open up or just think of them or feel their presence, perhaps play some music, you know, open up. You don't have to do anything sort of very complicated or elaborate. It is from the heart. When you open from the heart and you call them in, they come. And what they're doing is helping you open up. And often at first, it does feel, you know, quite challenging because the mysteries, if you like, of your soul are often hidden behind what we were speaking of before, dark shadows, difficult places to access. So Raziel is very good at bringing an effulgent, shining light into the dark places, showing you your allies in those dark places, such as, for example, the dragon beings. Now you have allies within the deep realms of spirit, benign, beautiful beings who assist you in those dark challenges, to deal with your fears, to dissolve your fears, and all of these allies in the worlds of light. Raziel has the key to kind of activate your ability to connect with them.
A lot of people get it wrong with the Dragonine beings, though, don't they? They
Yes,
misrepresent them.
they're afraid of them because, well, actually, what happened was Christianity maligned the dragon beings.
Mhm.
So they used the dragons in a very negative way. So don't think like that. Understand that you have dragon allies who are very powerful and who are helping you. And so, yes, you need that help. You need all kinds of powers to assist you. And Raziel is an archangel who brings you a host of luminous beings who come and journey with you to open up and clear, transmute, dissolve the darkness, the fear, the pain, trauma. And as you do that, what happens is a light actually starts to shine from below, and the light from below becomes part of the light from above, and those light areas in your being expand. It is really a mysterious process, but that is what Raziel has come to help you see and do.
Ah, what a beautiful explanation. Thank you so much for that. Chung Fu, I'd love to open up the queue for some questions from the audience.
Of
Uh,
course, you just got to stop me talking. That's all, beloved.
no, 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 I'm not stopping you
I
anytime
would
soon.
also remind everyone that one of my favorite things about my personal sessions I've had is I've been told things I've never told anyone. I literally, hands down, Chung Fu has full Akashic record access. So
Mm.
when you speak your full name, we just remind you to be courageous and just if you're going to ask a question, just to say your full name.
Peace.
Beautiful. Thank you for that, Jerome. And again, there's a private session in the special offer if you're not live today. And the special offer link, in order to find it, dive into that without question.
I'm
But let's
always
go.
really excited to meet, you know, I'm so excited when you come forward to talk to me, beloveds.
I always, whenever I have my session, I always feel so received, and it's like I'm coming home with you. It's inexplicable. But at the same time, I know it, right? It's both, which is part of that great mystery as well. All right, let's start with Barbara. Welcome to the call.
Oh my God, I am so glad I was led here today. Even in the first 5 minutes of being here, I graduated. I
Yes.
graduated into committing to more, committing to receiving more. And I work with the rainbow energies and what I call the rainbow codes. And I believe it's Raziel that helps me with that. And I've just become conscious of that recently. So my question is, am I on the right track with
Can I
working
just
with
say
Raziel?
your second name, Barbara?
Barbara Marie Catherine Babish.
Perfect.
Thank you, beloved. Oh my goodness. Yes. Well, um, it's so interesting you said about the rainbow codes because I immediately have got such a deep connection into the spirit world, beloved. You already work with so many higher frequency beings, angels, archangels. You're surrounded there. And I can see I'm going back also, it was Hathor, Isis, and Sekhmet, and you have got very strong connections there, beloved. I'm not sure whether you know it consciously, but they're telling me this, and you have got a past life there. Well, not just one actually, um, and in particular with Sekhmet. Have you met Sekhmet? Have you?
No,
All
no.
right. So she is the lion goddess. She's very powerful. She brings you that heart strength. And she's here, just really nodding, saying that you have been a priestess of Sekhmet. And I think that is really something very strong for you to look into and to open up to her presence in your life. And she says that at this time, it's the right time to call her in, to bring power to yourself, to really have that power to go forward on your path. She's when you said, "Am I on the right path?" She sort of roared and laughed all at the same time, as if to say, "How could you even wonder?" And so she's coming forward here. You know what? The way I'd put it is she's claiming you, or we could say reclaiming you, to come forward on that path of dedication and commitment that you talk about, of power and strength, of empowering yourself spiritually, emotionally, and to bring your message into the world because it's the time, it's very important. So, yes, there's a very strong message here from the goddess Sekhmet, beloved.
Thank you. Thank you. And John, you're my witness now. I've graduated and I'm ready for more, and I'm committed to receiving that more.
Consider yourself witnessed.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
Yeah.
remember to open up every day, beloveds, and remember to open your heart and receive her into your being.
Righty.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I
you.
want to share with you, Barbara, and for anyone on a call when these guides, I'll call them, when these masters and the wisdom keepers come in, it's we can be flippant about it sometimes. And I want to invite you not to be. It's a gift that you're being anointed with. I was anointed with a gift from Sekhmet the last time I was in presence where there's a big activated field in her temple in Egypt, and it was profound. And so when these messages come through, take heed and
Yes.
open to receive and be curious as to the mystery that is activating and loving you awake. Truly, truly. Thank you,
You.
Barbara. And thank you, Chung Fu. Let's go on to our next caller. I have you as Zoom user. I don't know what your name, but if you would unmute your microphone and share your full name, that'd be wonderful.
My name's Marianne Perry.
Hi, Mariana.
Hi, John. Thank you. Um, my question would be, um, what is blocking me from receiving more abundance? Um, one of the things I'm noticing with myself is that not feeling valued.
So, beloved, can I come straight in here? I want to say that in the mother line, there's a lot of sadness and grief,
Mhm.
and you're very psychic, and you've been carrying it all your life. You're a very brave and noble soul, but your heart is there needs to be some way that you can be supported to just let the grief come up and dissolve into some form of expression. I'm told that music is very important for you. So if there's any way that you can express it either yourself through music or through the hearing of music, you could create an environment for yourself, sacred sound, crystal bowls, going to places where you're held so that you can go deep and feel your womb space, beloved, and feel your motherline and feel the love, that they also carried a sadness. It seems to go back several generations that there was grief, there was sorrow, and there was no permission really to express it. So it kind of got stuck. And so you got a beautiful heart, beloved, but it's heavy with grief. So does that make, do you understand what I'm saying, dear one?
Yes.
And if you can just have great compassion, it's easy to say, but if you could find love for you, often this is something very enigmatic and mysterious to people. But here again is Archangel Raziel and all the host of angels call the angelic beings in, ask for help to open up, I want to say, the well the well of grief, which is also the well of wisdom, beloved. It is the well of power. It is also ultimately the well of your love and of your connection. So when you say blocked with abundance, if you listen inside to your beloved, your higher self, the goddess, God, and Raziel, you will hear that really when you say you don't feel valued, it's this is internal, really. It's just that there's more to you than you are managing to bring forward in expression, because you are beautiful and you have so much to offer, but you have not been drawn forward with your grief, and it's your grief that's blocking you, beloved.
Mm. All
Mm.
right, beautiful. Take that in and come back and listen to the replay and just allow that to settle in like pieces at a time. Definitely come back and listen.
What I would recommend is that if you could reach out to Jerome, can help you with some of the tools that we've got, ways to work, ways to get inside, ways to connect with your inner child, and the mother line, and to tie cut with some of these painful places within the mother line to free yourself, beloved. Peace.
Well, thank you
Thank
for coming on.
And also,
Blessings to
I
you.
would just add that the sacred journey in this beautiful offering, we're going to be taught by Chung Fu about the crystalline fire, and that journey is really all about that as well. But yes, I mean, it's good to start somewhere, but I mean, I I have dedicated many years of my life to producing Chung Fu, so I'm I'm somewhat of a nerd with the tools, but there are so many ways, and I would
Just
suggest,
reach out,
yeah,
beloved, and
just
and take the offers that are offered to you. Peace.
and remember the glory of allowing the tears to roll.
Peace, beloved. Thank you for your question, dear one. Precious
Yeah,
soul. Thank you.
thank you. Hey, we have a question that came in from Diane. Diane, thank you for bringing this on because I think a lot of people are have similar sentiments of how to be of service, but they're waiting for something else more to activate. So Diane's specific question is Diane's asking, how can I amp up my light language to be of service?
So the thing is, what's happening is light language is coming because your soul is opening up to the divine. So the more you allow it to come, just let it flow. Know that what's happening is the light of your soul is coming in. It's bringing an energy into your mind that is bringing a language of another order, of a higher frequency. Just really feel it, and feel how that light language is actually dissolving certain areas of the mind that are stuck to conceptualization, to certain kinds of uh, kind of limited type of thinking, and let the light language open your mind right up. And all the time when it's coming through, just feel the love, divine beloved, because that is what's happening. A part of you of a higher frequency is bringing the language of your soul in. Peace.
Beautiful. And how about the service aspect of it? Again, the desire to be of service with this frequency.
Well, that's exactly what happens. You see, I don't know whether you're aware of that, but this is a growing energy in the whole of the human consciousness. It's happening to many people, but it happens because someone like yourself opens up the field
Mm.
and shares it with others who then it's a bit like a frequency that then vibrates for them, and they find themselves also opening up. So it's like a transmission. The light language is a transmission. So just open up, gather a few together, be brave. Just say, I'm going to be channeling some light language. Would you like to come and partake? Because it's like a food. It's a nourishment that's coming through direct from the soul to soul. It's bypassing the mind, which is very healing in a time on your earth where the mind is controlling and shutting down and judging and limiting your capacity. Your mind is often what gets in the way of the spirit coming fully in, beloved.
And I would also suggest that even the willingness to allow it to come through and to be in the mystery and the imperfection in your assimilation of it or in your interpretation that it's imperfect, that's being of service also, to be in the full metamorphosis of it, instead of getting into this place where we think it has to be just perfect enough before we're of service. And that's part of the shadow aspect that we need to come to reconciliation with.
That is very correct, brother. And the thing to understand is that upon the earth at this time are many, many star beings from different constellations, different star families, different languages. Your light language is never going to be the same as anybody else. It's a bit like it is, the way I speak is different to the way you speak. Someone coming in from who speaks a foreign language might be able to understand me, but not understand you. So it's like that. And at the present time, what is happening is an emancipation of the human soul. And light language is part of that emancipation and that empowerment piece.
Beautiful. Thank you, Chung Fu.
We
Okay, let's
must
go
do
now
it
to,
much more, mustn't we, John?
what would you say?
We must all do it much more.
Oh my God, we must play with it much more. How it feeds us and activates us and how it just it provides us this vitality. It's and we're denying it within ourselves. So let's play, let's have fun, let's open, let's be curious, let's be in the mystery, let's practice the perfection and enjoy the imperfection in the journey. It's beautiful. It's beautiful what's coming alive and what we have access to, and how we're guiding each other and amplifying what's possible in that. So it's extraordinary. Um, let's go now to, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it correctly, but please correct me. Ruai, you kind of knew you were coming. Um,
Hi, Ruai.
Ruai, nice. Welcome to the call. What's your question
Okay.
for Chung Fu?
My question for Chung Fu is, well, actually, I wanted some guidance. I've been on a healing journey for a long time, and also like I don't know, like finding my path in life. And um, I'm feeling very challenged at the moment, uh, because I feel like I do this like some intensive healing work. I gain a little bit of ground, and then I just get smashed back down again. That's what it feels like in my experience, and I don't really know how to deal with that. So I'm asking for guidance and how to move through this and um find, like what is my purpose? Like I think my purpose is supporting people in their healing journey, but like how would that even look for me? Because
Could
I
you
really am so lost.
could you give
Mhm.
us your full name, lovely?
Slowly,
Yeah,
slowly.
slowly.
Your full name.
Peruwai, piki kotuku, te huia, tahuparai.
Thank you. So, again, it's so interesting, you wonderful women who take on the mantle of clearing your family history, clearing your ancestral line. And that's, that feeling of getting smashed back down. I mean, that literally is, I can feel it echoing down the bloodline. This feeling, and especially the women. Actually, you're relatively emancipated compared to the women that I'm seeing behind you here, and that they really had problems, standing up, speaking their mind, speaking their truth. And they were wise women. They were wise women. There are a lot of grandmothers here. They had to sort of go underground, if you like. They found their ways, but really, what's happening here is that you really want to serve, you really want to be functional and empowered in your life, you want to help people. I can see that. But I don't think you quite understand what you're carrying. So, what an interesting phrase, to get smashed back down. Just for a moment, just contemplate what you're saying. Wait a moment,
Yeah.
Siwa. I'm right in the middle of.
Yeah.
So if you feel that feeling of being smashed back down, just feel it for a moment. You said it. I get smashed back down. You know, can you feel the repetitiveness of that? That's echoing back through the bloodline. So the first thing is, to absolutely own your power, beloved. You're very powerful. you're extremely powerful, actually. And but what you carry is a victim wound, and that belongs to the ancestors, really. There's
Mm.
no reason, really, and I please argue with me if I'm wrong, but I can't see a reason why you cannot step up. It's as though you got one foot tied by a rope to something like an anchor behind you, as though you agreed to that, so that you would find the way to undo that, so that you could help others do the same. So I would like you to think, you know, slightly differently about your healing, that it's more about emancipation and liberation rather than, the word healing. The word healing implies something that's not quite right, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I want you to have a thought every day. I'm perfect the way I am. I'm beautiful the way I am. Everything in my life is going perfectly. I have every opportunity to stand up, to change everything. I have the power to change everything within me in my life. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I
Yes.
would really like you to have a look at perhaps some of the practices that we've got for you, and lift yourself out of that place of disempowerment, because it's ancient, it's of the past, it's ancestral. And the other thing I'd like you to do, if possible, is tie cut from those ancestral wounds and do some fire ceremony. So these are concepts that you may have met, but they're much more active than the idea that there's something wrong with you. It's more, let me bring all that is right with me to create my new container, my new body, heart, mind that can carry the power of my spirit.
It seems like
Mm-hmm.
if you have a drink,
Yes, I now
um,
can.
Thank you.
it seems like there's a common theme here, and we're going to need to tie cut. And maybe you understand what that is. In America, they call it cord cutting. In England, we call it tie cutting.
I
Um,
understand both.
this is a big process that is a part of this special offering that we've created for all of you beautiful tribe. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add, for those that decide to jump on today, I'm going to add a secret bonus, which is Chung Fu's original tie cutting practice. It's over an hour long. So yeah,
These
because
are
I'm
very deep practices, not like probably some that you've done. They're very deep, and they really do hit the core of the ancestral wound. Peace, beloved.
Oh, what a beautiful
Thank you.
gift. Thank you so much. Blessings to you. One thing that I wanted to point out, and I felt it again, I'm becoming extra sensitive and empathic also. When I heard I'm on a healing journey, something about me is like, oh, hold on a second. How can we reframe that? And I just felt like there was like something pressing down. So when Chung Fu brought that in, and even telling the story, maybe I'm on an emancipation journey now, but
Mm.
something that really invokes what you're bringing forward because it's God, Jennifer, you're so amazing. It's like I felt again just the congruence of the ancestral energy, what doesn't belong to you, what we're carrying but don't know how to let go of because how could we? It's not ours.
Mm.
Um, and so just
what
for
a
Yeah,
confirmation
powerful.
and confirmation.
I sense, thank you for that, because I sense when, like, when it's being mirrored back to me, I can actually sense like the tail or the tail that's like reaching back. But yeah, I hear, I
Yeah.
sense it,
And
and
I'm
I
I'm glad
appreciate the reframing.
yeah, and I'm glad you brought in the term because I hear a lot of people saying I'm on a healing journey. I'm like, what do you want on the other side of that? That's the
Mm,
journey that you're on.
hmm.
That's the journey that you're on. So blessings to you, and thank you for bringing that into
And I
into this
think
space.
I think very important for all your beautiful audience to understand is that, you're not on your own. When you do the work, any kind of healing, journey work, meditation, you're actually including you're in a bloodline. Blood flows. So the ancestors, they change, they benefit, you are healing the past, you are clearing the future. You're not just working in your space on yourself. Understand that, and then open up, because the ancestors want to work with you. And when you open up to the angelic realm, understand that they are going to help you open up as well to all of your family, your spirit family, and that you're not on your own. You really are doing this with many beings.
Is to understand that 7 generations back, there's a great power in the dense energy that they didn't get to shift. That you can actually move that through your body by working with the elements, the physical elements. Yeah.
Beautiful. And
Can
then
I
there's
just
this,
ask quickly about fire ceremony? You said fire ceremony. What
Yes.
do you mean?
That is in this
It's in
special offer.
In your
yeah.
and your offering? Okay, good. Thank you.
beautiful. Thank you so much. And just to tie it up for my perspective also, let's also give thanks and blessings and reverence for the ancestors who have embodied, who are carrying gifts, who are in strength, who are supporting our becoming and pass the torch to us to prosper from and to ascend from in ways that they weren't in the right timing for, but we are.
That's absolutely. And to understand that, on one level, it's about timing, and it is physical, and it's a timeline, and it's on the physical earth, but also that there's a timeless place where you have chosen to come into the field that, as John is saying, is created by those ancestors' lives. Gratitude to the fact that they are continuing to evolve. Now you have come, and now with the added power of your consciousness, your realization that you can change, that you have the power to literally command a change, that is also their energy coming in now. And so we give gratitude to the ancestors, who then also give gratitude to you. So now we're in a very powerful, loving field, and that is the power of the creation of the new peace.
Beautiful. Blessings to you. Thank you so much. Oh my God, y'all, is this a great call today or what? I knew it. I felt it. I felt the power of it coming through. Go deeper with Chung Fu, with Jerome and his music, with the transmissions, with the chord cutting ceremonies, with the live sessions, both the group sessions and the private sessions with Chung Fu. Highly, highly encourage you if you're guided to just say yes.
Yes, that very first Lady Barbara, when she said, I commit. This is a very powerful thing to say. Commit to your soul, commit to your soul evolution, commit to the divine within you. Rise up every day into the highest frequency you can, and you will have miracles in your lives, beloved.
Beautiful. Chung Fu, this has been extraordinary. Would you guide us in the closing of the ceremony?
Oh my goodness, is the time happened already?
It's time. It's happened. Yes.
It can't have done. I've only just begun.
And don't forget, if you want to meet Chung Fu in person, you absolutely can. Just get in touch with John anytime.
I'm so grateful that all of you are willing to commit. All of you are willing to come forward, ask your questions, open up, be vulnerable, be seen. Well done, all of you. Thank you so much to those who brought your souls to be visible on behalf of everybody. And thank you all for being here today. And we thank all the guides and helpers. And again, just feel that you are acknowledging them. Feel the gratitude in your heart for the company that surrounds you. We give them thanks. We give thanks to all your relations. And we've spoken a lot today about those relations in the worlds of light and your ancestors. And especially, we give thanks to the ascended ancestors who've been on earth a very long time, have gone through everything you're going through, and are bringing you their wisdom. And they bring it as pure light. So remember to open up to your light body every day, to understand, to remember, I am the light. I am the living spirit within this body. Remember that every day. Call in your higher self, call in your guides, call in the divine essence of your being. And we give thanks today to all the angelic and archangelic beings, to the solar lords and deities, divine feminine, divine masculine aspects of the Christ light, cosmic central son of creation, solar logos. We give thanks to all the beings who are co-creators of this realm of earth, air, fire, water, and ether. We give thanks to all your allies who bring those energies and weave them with you in your life, your favorite animals, your beautiful birds and insect beings, the serpent beings, and all who creep and crawl deep within the earth and are part of creating the fertility that then grows all the food for you. We give thanks to the water beings for the lessons about flowing, about purification, and to understand your own being, your own emotions, how important it is to allow your emotions to express the motion of your soul. And we give thanks to the fire beings. And in the earth, the salamanders take the solar rays deep, deep into the earth. And there are fires burning deep inside the earth. And those codes of light that have been put there by the cosmic central sun deep inside the earth that respond to the photons coming from the solar flares and all that is emanating from your physical sun. We give thanks to the fire beings. We give thanks to the star beings for being present here. All your star families here. That is a wonderful thing at this time that the star beings are able to come very close to you. We welcome them and we thank them for their presence. And we give thanks to the fairy folk, elven people, pixie gnome and leprechaun who help you to attune to the light body of the Mother Earth. Give thanks to the Mother Earth, to all that she brings to support your life. Her love is the life force that comes powering up through plants and flowers and trees, the standing people, through rock and stone, crystal, metal, mineral. She is the great body of the living life force of the chi, of the incredible power of transformation that is within you. You came here to change. You came here to evolve, to experience the physical, sensual, emotional, and subconscious realms, and to bring transformation, to bring your divine self to be present upon the earth. We give thanks for the overlighting protection, the love and blessings, the peace, grace, and beauty, the power, strength, wisdom, and inspiration, and the healing and compassion of the all-in-one divine presence deep within you. And I would like to just leave you with this affirmation. If you could repeat this as often as you possibly can. I am the living spirit within. I am the living embodiment of my higher self, who is one with the divine. Everything I think and feel and say and do is for my highest good and for the highest good of all around me. I am always safe and protected. I am always in the right place at the right time. I give thanks for my life, and I offer my life in service to the beings of light, to the divine Mother, Father, Goddess, God. And I bring my love to share in my life with all those I encounter this day and all days. And so it is. Blessings and peace, dear ones.
There it is. Blessings and peace. Ah, my goodness, amazing. Y'all, thank you for being on the call. Thank you for adding to this very special dynamic. If you're listening live or to the replay, that consciousness is streaming through, and how exciting what's available to, what we're saying yes to, what we're aware that we are empowered with to carry forward. Again, we're so blessed to be alive during these times. And so again, I bow down to each and every one of you in namaste. And I look forward to seeing y'all on the next call. Chung Fu, thank you so much. Please give Sally a big hug for me, Jerome. Thank you, Sophie and Jerome, for everything that you do and the magic that you help to create both in the back end and alongside these masters that show up to facilitate. that expansion and awareness of love that is available and here for all of us.
Oh,
I love you
great,
guys.
great
And
love.
thank you so much, brother, for your hospitality, your wisdom, and your love. Blessings and peace to you, one.
My pleasure. Blessings and peace, everybody.